When you have 70 bajillion photos and there's a wedding coming up for a family member and you want to embarrass them to the max, you're going to need a new way to find those photos. I'm going to show you some of my favorite shortcuts to set up the People section in the Photos app. We will make it look beautiful and then rely on some machine learning, some artificial intelligence to help you find those people. The first step is to get things ready. So just go into the Photos app and notice the People section on the left here and how some faces have already been identified. And there are some more that you can add names to and you can add hearts to. We'll talk about that in a moment. And down here it says updating people. Photos will finish updating your people when you're not using the app and your Mac is connected to power. So basically, you have an ally here. You have the Photos app is going to help you find photos, but only when you're actually not using the app. So what you want to do is configure it, get it ready, get it looking nice so that you are setting up the Photos app to do a bunch of work for you. The first thing I always do is show the face names so that when you're actually looking at a photo, you can see what Photos is doing with the faces. So if you go to the View menu up here and then Show Face Names, now whenever you're looking at any photo, you'll be able to see what the faces are, and sometimes it'll say unnamed, so you can give someone a name. This People section here, it actually relates to and connects with the Contacts app and what the contacts are that are saved on your Mac. So I always recommend doing a little cleanup here in your contacts to make sure that they actually match the people and match the faces that you've got. So this is my dad here, and I have my dad as Marcel and also dad, and so it'll actually help to only have one, otherwise you might end up with two people in the People section of the same person. So I'm going to delete the dad contact and keep my dad's name here so that later on when I'm adding his name, there's only one choice. Then you just go into the People section, hover your mouse over the person's face, and click on the name to name it, and I type Marcel, and I just type a few letters and it comes up with a suggestion. So then you click the suggestion here. It's important to actually click on the suggestion in order for it to link it to that contact. And then I just put a heart on him to pop him up to the top section. And little by little, the favorite people section grows as you put your closest family and loved ones up there. The second major step, once you've given people names, given people hearts, is to confirm additional photos of them. Basically, that's the Photos app asking you for help to find more photos later when you're not using the app. Now, as soon as you give somebody a name or put the heart on the person, it comes up with a bunch of suggestions. Basically, the question, is this dad? Is this Marcel? And then you just say yes to confirm those, uncheck any that aren't him. So if I go into my dad and I go all the way down to the bottom, I get this option down here to confirm additional photos. So when I click that, it asks, is this Marcel? And I say yes. And then up top here, it just says 21 photos were added. So then I just go through yes, no, yes, 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 no, yes, and eventually it'll say 100 photos added, 500 photos added, 1,000, 10,000 photos added as you go through it. You do get to a point where it starts to show you the wrong person over and over and over. That's where you just say no, 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 and then just say done, because that's basically the limit of the Photos app finding that person. Now the third step is cleanup. Let's say I do have a duplicate person. So I've got Marcel and then I've got dad down here. Easy fix, you just drag one person onto the other and just pause. You'll see the person you're dragging onto will kind of grow and shrink like that. And then when you let go, it'll say, is this the same person? And you say yes, merge photos. So now I only have one now of my dad. Now let's say I don't love the photo, the thumbnail that is chosen for somebody. Maybe it's not the most flattering picture. If you just double click on that person and then scroll down, find a photo that you like a little better. I like this one. You just do a right click or a two-finger click on the trackpad and then say make key photo. And now that is going to be the thumbnail photo that is chosen in the people section here. The other thing to pay attention to when you're looking inside one of the people is it gives you this summary view here. So it's not actually all photos. You want to click this show more button here, and it gives you every single photo, so you can actually see the whole batch. And you can do stuff to all photos this way. You can say, edit, select all, and then you've got, how many is this? 402. So 402 photos I can put into an album, I can share them, whatever, that kind of thing. Now, if there's a photo in here, if I go looking through these photos and I find one that, let's say it isn't me, then I just, again, right click on this photo and I say, Lucas Roberts is not in this photo. So if you have any photos that have the wrong face identified, you just right click and say that person is not in this photo. Also, if you see any photos that have the wrong date, I made a video about that as well. I'll link it now in the video. But you can just click on the photo or click on multiple and go to image and then adjust date and time, and it will move them to the correct place in the chronology. Once you've set up all the names and the hearts, you get to really enjoy that for a lifetime. And now you can actually leave the Photos app to do a bunch of scanning in the background. You've basically taught it to look for people in a certain way. And so over coming weeks, maybe months, you're going to see more people get added to the people that you've set up. Some things we can help you with in a consult. Doing any of these steps with you, teaching you, or just getting it done faster if you want that. Sharing the people photos with your loved ones via shared albums or another method. Dropbox, Google Drive, whatever. Using smart albums to find people photos in a certain date range or by place, so maybe photos of my mom in Hawaii. Using smart albums to find photos of unnamed people, so people who don't yet have a name and face on them. Finding any missing people if somebody should be in there but isn't. Getting the people data out of the Photos app into another program. Maybe you want to export into Lightroom or something and you want the metadata to be preserved. If you merged two different people by accident, we can help with that. If you have a slow or an unhealthy photos library, maybe it's beach balling or crashing or it's got other weird glitches, we can help with that if you book with me or somebody from my team. Getting your Mac and your photos updated if you're like me and you're nervous about macOS updates, or whatever else is confusing or problematic in your Mac and Photos setup. Boom! Photos Epiphany. If you found this helpful and you want some private Mac coaching with me or someone from my team, just head to macinhome.com/booking. We work with people all over the world. We'll help you with whatever is on your Mac problems list, and you will never feel judged or shamed for whatever mess you are in. Giving hearts to the closest family and loved ones that are